Laps in the Sunoco Modifieds. We are ready for action and getting ready to get us started. Here is Pete Falcone.
All eyes on the flag stand as the green flags go in the air, and we're underway with our Sunoco Modified main event. And right away, that Troy Talman, the car that we talked about just before the start, is able to rocket to the lead and open it up on the backstretch as they head into turn 3.
And Todd Owen was able to move by Mike Christopher to get it a second on the outside, breathing fire and moving into the top 3. That is Keith Rocco. He's not content to hang on to third. He gets by Mike Christopher, and Keith Rocco has invaded third place.
Yeah, Rocco wants to get out front as soon as possible and avoid any contact with any other cars. He's already up to third. He won both of the Sunoco Modified main events here at Thompson in the shortened 2020 season, and he wants to keep that streak going here this afternoon.
The big change in the Troy Talman team, Jimmy Fuller is now working on the car, one of the accomplished crew chiefs in the paddock, and he said his advice to his driver today: you want to look at Keith Rocco in your rearview mirror and not through your windshield. And so far, he is doing that.
Yeah, he is lies in waiting, if you will, as he looks at the back bumper of Todd Owen just in front of him. Talman with a comfortable lead, we'll call it comfortable for now, as he races through third and fourth turn and across the stripe to complete another lap.
I think Troy Talman has been on a mission this weekend as he is fired up. He has plenty of butane in that car. Owen, his grip on second, is challenged right now by Rocco. Rocco wanders to the outside, looking for some bite on that outside groove. And so far, Todd Owen has second place surrounded.
You know, sometimes you'll wonder why a driver will follow another car. Why doesn't he just go ahead and make the pass? Oftentimes, that driver will watch the car in front of him, see where a car is strong and not, and evidently, after observing Owen for a few laps, he decided, I'll give him that bottom shot into turn 3, and it worked. Rocco goes to second in the 57.
Would you call that a hip check that he just gave him?
Could be.
As Rocco was able to blast his way into second with a power move. Mike Christopher now thinking about how to get third away from Todd Owen. Rounding out our top 5 is Danny Cates, followed by Puleo. What a great effort for the teenager from Branford, Connecticut, running 6. Mike Christopher has gotten by Todd Owen, and Owen wants to pay him back.
Yeah, Owen got a little loose out of turn 4. The back end washed out on him just a little bit, and that was time for Christopher to pounce, and he got him as he was coming out of turn number 3. Christopher goes to the 3rd spot, Owen back to 4th. Cates holds on to that 5th spot, and Puleo, as you mentioned, rounds out the top 6.
And for a while, Owen was pounding the back bumper of Christopher's car like a ping pong paddle, but now Christopher has been able to move away, leading the next contingent of cars. Paul LaPlante in car number 02, a guy who's been around the block a few times. At the front of the field, Troy Talman has one win in his Thompson career.
Got the 76 around.
This is to the Tag and Talman family, because a great guy is no longer with us.
Well, he is looking down today and watching Troy Talman lead this race right at the green flag. The restart takes Keith Rocco with him, and a pretty good battle for the 3rd spot between Christopher and Owen. Here comes Rocco now, trying to make that move, that patent move, to go slide right up in front after making the pass in turn 3. And makes it work. Rocco trying to keep that record intact and pick up his 3rd in a row here at Thompson, as he is now leading the field. Talman regulated back to the 2nd spot. Owen is 3rd, and then Mike Christopher in the 4th spot.
A little hiccup that time by Troy Talman, and Owen unable to take advantage of it. So Keith Rocco made that move in turn number 4. Sometimes he makes a move, and he is unable to keep the lead, and he gives it right back, but not this time. Todd Owen, as he is able to blister his way right behind Owen, as he is able to carve his initials in the back bumper. Here comes Mike Christopher. The top 4 cars could fit inside a beach ball.
Yeah, look at the move that Owen tries to make down underneath Talman. Can't make it stick out of turn 2. Now he gave the favorable groove up to Mike Christopher, who's on the outside. Here's Christopher battling with Owen to hold on and take over that third spot.
Boy, it came very close to a 3-wide situation that time. And Tallman was able to clear for second with Christopher right behind him. A good run by Danny Cates in car number 2. He's been in 5th for almost the entire distance. Jonathan Pulio in his debut, and we have a yellow on the track.
Caution is out for one car stopped between the 3rd and 4th turn.
Okay, I see it now, Pete.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a while for our vision to get adjusted to these speeds. That's Joey Allegro. Our first feature of this season. Restarts have been critical. Keith Rocco always chooses the inside on the restarts, and it was a pretty good choice as he regains the lead.
Yeah, Rocco able to lead him down into turn 1, and a pretty good battle for second now between Troy Talman in the 3 and Mike Christopher in the 82. Christopher on the bottom scoots ahead to take that position. Now Talman has to attend to Todd Owen, who works the inside of him in the 81, but can't make it stick.
Danny Cates becoming a factor in car number 2. Now it is a double-wide battle for second and third. Mike Christopher holding off Tallman. Tallman has to worry about Owen as Owen trying to squeeze his way on the outside. Rocco getting a visit from Mike Christopher Jr. as they swirl into turn 1.
Plenty of action to go as we're only halfway through the Sunoco Modified main event as Mike Christopher hangs right on the back bumper of that 57 of Rocco, and does he have anything for him? We've yet to see him try to make a move. Takes a little peek to the inside through the 3rd and 4th turn, but instead will pull up and follow him down into turn 1.
One thing Mike Christopher has going for him this year, confidence. Let's see if he can set up Keith Rocco as they are able to scorch their way into turn 4. Here he does. Make or break time for Mike Christopher. Even with Rocco, and Rocco pulls away and reestablishes himself in front.
Yeah, tried to give Rocco some of his own medicine there by diving down underneath, hoping to make the pass. But
he had the wrong prescription.
I think so. Rocco hung tough for sure and held the position as Christopher is just hounding him out of turn number 4 once again. Keeping him honest, as we say, as Rocco's got a mirror full of Mike Christopher.
Well, this might be the lap he makes a move. In these momentum cars, it usually takes a lap to get him up to speed. Let's see what he does. Rocco goes in with authority, and Christopher is going to play the waiting game. We have 11 laps to go. It's a good battle for 3rd and 4th between Troy Tallman and Todd Owen. Cates in 5th, Pulio in 6th. A feel-good story right there, and another one behind him with Paul LaPlante. But up at the front, Christopher breathing fire, but can't get by Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco on defense, using every part of the racetrack to prevent any move by Christopher to get a nose down underneath. Rocco knows what part of the racetrack to use and is able to kind of set his own pace. And now Christopher has dropped off by a car length there on the backstretch as we watch the battle here a little further back. Tallman and Owen. Tallman's able to get by him as Owen washed up a little bit in the turn. Meanwhile, back to the leaders. It's Rocco and Mike Christopher, pretty much nose to tail as it has been from the halfway mark.
Pretty good save by Owen because it looked like that car was going to be heading into the wall. Here comes Mike Christopher trying on the outside against Rocco. We have a great battle. Plainville, Connecticut's Mike Christopher, now living in Wilkett, and Keith Rocco, his dad from New Britain. Here comes Christopher. Fireballs with authority. Mike Christopher, he is able to roller coaster his way into the lead. Officially, it is Keith Rocco, but Mike Christopher is moved in front.
Yeah, boy, he is hanging tough down there on the bottom, and finally is able to clear Keith Rocco of the backstretch. But here comes Rocco, going to try it again. Pushes Christopher way up the racetrack. Christopher hangs tough, but cannot stay up there because that wall was coming on him fast and had to back out and give it up to Rocco.
If that wall didn't come on him fast, he would have wound up in the midway. Tallman in 3rd, followed by Owen. When will Mike Christopher take a shot? We are down to 5 laps to go. So it is hold your breath time at the Big T. Rocco rampaging his way into the corner. Close enough to do chin-ups on the spoiler is Mike Christopher Jr. This is when he likes to make a move. There it is.
He'll try it again.
New leader.
Scoots around and slides up the racetrack. Now Rocco comes right back on the inside. Got some lap traffic to contend with going into turn number 1. But that doesn't dissuade Rocco from hanging right in there and taking the lead back. But Christopher right there.
Now there will be 3 laps to go when they hit the line, becoming a factor again. Troy Tallman, he has a legitimate chance to win. Taking over the lead is Mike Christopher. A tale of 3 speedsters, Mike Christopher Jr., Keith Rocco, Troy Tallman, as they fight it out for the final 2.5 laps.
Yeah, Christopher has to go on the defense and has nothing for Rocco as Rocco does it again. Drives underneath, slides up back in front of him with only 2 laps to go this time.
Here comes Mike Christopher as he is able to whirly-bird his way underneath Rocco to regain the lead.
Now,
Rocco doesn't like that, Pete. Let's see when he makes a move right now.
Yeah, Christopher couldn't get down quick enough to keep. Oh, and this time Rocco gives him the shoulder and pushes him way up on the racetrack and out of contention with only a lap to go.
That was a real hip check. Now it's up to Troy Tallman to try to put some heat on Rocco. Rocco heading into turn number 3. Tallman is there. Christopher has dropped to 4th, and here is Keith Rocco coming out of turn number 4.
Checkered flags in the air, and Keith Rocco will keep the streak going as he wins the Icebreaker Sunoco Modified main event. Troy Tallman will finish 2nd, Todd Owen for 3rd, then Mike Christopher will end up in the 4th spot.
Danny Cates 5th, John Pulio 6th, John Lewinsky-Lowe 7th, Rick Williams is 8th, Jason Sundin 9th, Paul LaPlante 10th, Darren Renahan 11th, Chase Cook filling in for Max Zackham was 12th, Christian Teresi was 13th, Joey Allegro 14th, and Dylan Izzo did not start the race. Keith Rocco, well, wouldn't be opening day without a little controversy. As
It's number 57. Multiple straight. Now I can't even count how many Sunoco Modified wins in a row. Keith Rocco, ladies and gentlemen. And Keith, a great battle between you and Mike over the last 10 laps. Some good Thompson racing. A little bit of contact in turns 3 and 4, but a good win overall.
Yeah, that was awesome. You know, just kept crossing back and forth that last shot down in 3 and 4 here. I expected him to lift and cross me back, but he stayed out there and we made a little contact. But that was a lot of fun racing with him. I got to thank Mark and Mike Payne, M&M Stone Creations, 811 Call Before You Dig, Mikey and Beth, B&M Maintenance, Airgas, Frigola Performance Systems, FK Rod Ends, Sunoco Race Fuels, Troy Race Cars, Robbie Fuller, Dunleavy Truck and Trailer Repair, and Pettit for the awesome horsepower.
What are we looking like for the pass feature in the open mod later on? 3 in a row here this afternoon?
We never done that here, but there's a first for everything.
All right, Keith Rocco, ladies and gentlemen, picks up the win in the 30-lap Sunoco Modified main event. Matt, Pete, back up to you.
Well, you heard it here. There's a first time for everything.
you know, nothing phases him, does it?
No.
As Keith Rocco, I'm surprised he doesn't climb into one of these